particularly suspicious?
I suppose that's to be expected, though. If a single conversation's all that's needed to find them out, then my father wouldn't have needed to investigate the case for so many years. Anyway, even though we didn't make a breakthrough, let's still compile what we were able to find.
But where should we start? Ah, you're right! Flora mentioned that Callus probably only ended up with the gun because of circumstance. That makes sense.
According to Jacques' family members, he already told them that he had been discovered, and that he had no choice before he left home that day. If I had to guess, he probably received an order from the synth boss to kill my father. Had he refused, he and his family's lives would have been forfeit.
So, Jacques fired the first shot?
Oh? And why is that?
Ooh, that's a good point. Jacques probably already knew that he was just being used as a tool for murder. And once he had completed his mission, he'd be of no more use to his boss.
So, what would make more sense from his perspective? Makes sense. But without evidence, that's still just a theory. Besides Jacques, the attack from the Gardamex has been bothering me quite a bit as well. It's obvious that our enemy has become more antsy after the secret of the primordial seawater was revealed.
Do you think he knew, even then, that we'd followed?
Given everything that's happened since, it's quite possible. But who among the three suspects would have the ability to control privately owned Gardamex? Florent? It is true that but...
So you're saying...
Exactly. He can't. And even if he could, I don't think he would... Uncle Marcel? And with funds, still really... Also, wouldn't this mean he has been spending a whole lot of mora and energy to fight his own synth... Thierry, you say? But...
Yeah. If the mecha were taken from the...
Who could it be? You know, if you think everything through, Uncle
Could we be missing other suspects? Malus didn't know about...
Malus has always been... The suspect is knowledgeable about the Spina's internal affairs, has the means to dispatch Mecha to a sat... Even if I don't want to believe it, I'm starting to see how things could all...
Well, we still have another trump card on top of all the theorizing and spec...
Yes. We need far more...
Navia, here you are. Oh, I've been...
Huh? Aren't you the guy from the guard?
Yeah. News came from Irenaeus just after you...
Wasn't that place built specifically for holding trials?
I know. But they said the person they're putting on trial is a Fatui harbinger called Tartaglia.
What?
Yeah, we know him. Maybe even a little...
Well, he's been accused of being the true culprit behind the serial disappearances.
Wait, how? None of our investigation...
That's what I thought was strange about it. So, if the charge against him
Right. Because they'll think they've already found the
Yeah. And it'll be a lot harder then to clear...
I understand. Huh? Split up? What do you mean? Just as since this is a trial, you're right. this. I won't have any chance of making that charge stick, though, unless we find more evidence. It'll be...
We'll help you.
Demoiselle, please allow us to accompany.
I'm ready.
Ah, Malou, Silver. When...
We heard that you'll be leaving Poisson and figured that it's our hope that you're...
Think...
See you then. Now that Navia has set out for Aranias, we should also get going. The location has already been marked on the map, so let's head over. Huh. According to Malusa's info, the synth production base is underwater. Let's go and try to find the entrance. Finally found it! Huh. So this is the entrance that leads to the synth production base. It sure doesn't... Ah, you're right. An important... Navia's probably...
It would appear that I must repeat my question again, Mr. Tartaglia. Do you accept the charge that you are the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case?
To be perfectly honest, I don't understand your country's complicated court system, or the reason why I'm being charged with something I've never even heard of. However, I did hear that people who have been charged can choose to participate in a duel to clear their name. Is that right? In which case, as long as I accept the charge, I can have an all-out fight with that champion duelist Clorend, right? I've got to admit, that's one of the most enticing offers I've ever received. When I privately sparred with her last time, she was obviously holding back. Real disappointing.
Hey! Don't you understand? You're currently the prime suspect for a major case.
Oh? Sounds like the Hydro Archon wants to lecture me on the ways of the Opera House. Then why don't you duel me too? I'm the kind of student that learns best in the heat of battle.
No.
Alas, it would appear that communication with the defendant is going poorly. In that case, let me explain everything from the very beginning again. The goal of this trial is to determine the culprit behind...
That case had nothing to do with him! You've got the wrong... Huh? What's going on?
Why is she interjecting again?
I told you it couldn't be one of the Fatui Harbingers.
Miss Navia, this is the second time you've interrupted the court proceedings. I only tolerated your behavior last time because you were able to provide... But that was an exception rather than standard court protocol. I can very well charge you with contempt of court.
Oh, please. Did you ever think I had any respect for this place's pointless theatrics? We can put that discussion aside for now. I'm not here to argue with you. I'm here to charge the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case. And if my charges prove true, then Tartaglia here will be...
Oh, a young lady has charged in and offered to clear my name. How fascinating. Well, so, Your Honor, is there nothing else for me to do now?
You may take a seat for now in the audience, but that doesn't mean the suspicions against you have been lifted. Now then, Miss Navia.
That person is... Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabrières!
Huh? What confrérie?
I've heard of them, but weren't they Spina di Rosula?
Oh, is this going to be a friends to enemies type situation?
Please let me remind you, Miss Navia, that charging and if the charge fails.
Yes.
In that case, I declare the charge to be valid. Miss Navia and attorneys, please take members of the guards. Mr. Marcel, you will not
Apologies. It all just happened, so I think an attorney won't...
Very well. In that case, since both sides have...
I would like to take everyone back to 3 years ago, to the case of Callus the Unfaithful. Only through elucidating what really happened in that case can we connect...
Navia, do you really think that I was the one? Come on, why would I do that? Callus was my benefactor, and remember, both you and I only ran to the scene when... If that's enough to make me a suspect, wouldn't that make everyone at that banquet a suspect as well?
I think there's no point in getting into the specifics right now. The audience doesn't even have the big...
Exactly correct, Your Honor. I must refresh everyone's memory of...
I see. In which case, I will recount the findings about that case as originally recorded by Maison Gardiennage. On the day of the murder, Spina di Rosula hosted a large banquet. During the banquet, all attending guests heard. When the guests arrived at the scene, the guards' investigation did not the suspect did not dispute this conclusion. Callus was defeated by These are the known facts.
The one with... in truth, the third after that, the true culprit turned the third... However, we the testimony of the... However, unfortunately... This assassin... A pile of... But now, since it... Realizing this, the true...
That's what happened. Wait, you're telling me something as dangerous as water from...
What a great theory. It also explains Callus's and Jacques' respective motives.
Mr. Marcel, you are the one being charged with the crime. You should provide a rebuttal if you...
But I think I agree with everything Navia just said. In fact, there was nothing in her speech that directly implicated me.
Then, may I ask some questions? In my opinion, we primarily need to determine 2. 1. Do you have the evidence to back up your claims?
I'm afraid not.
Boo! If you don't have any evidence, you should just...
I may not have the evidence with me, but I know where I could go to collect it. If we look up the deserted clothes, we should be able to find a match. Considering the serial disappearances case, the guards probably kept careful records of all missing persons from around...
That makes sense to me. Monsieur Neuvillette, I would consider this to be a reasonable
Why do I feel like Farina's acting a little differently today?
Maybe she's scared of embarrassing herself again?
Alternatively, she's become more diligent after charging an innocent citizen in the last trial.
My second question has to do with the ensuing duel. Then why didn't Mr. Callus explain himself in court? If he had
I've thought about this too, and the answer is actually pretty simple. He felt there was the dissolving power of what my father could have exposed it for all. At that time, what was certain, however.
Boss once told me that Demoiselle had already been selected as the next.
What?
If the secret had gotten out, of course, the guards might eventually figure out the truth of the matter and determine that we were in the right. But what good would that do? How can a hollow verdict protect anyone? Had this opera house ever given my father any kind of confidence in its brand of justice, Spina di Rosula would have had no reason to exist. But by staying silent, we retain the ability to deter our opponents and continue the stalemate. I was able to become Spina di Rosula's president, which made me harder to target, as well as giving me more time to grow and learn. And once I have figured out the truth and stepped up to the challenge, I will do what this opera house cannot, and restore my father's truth and honor back to him.
So, you mean to say, your father intended to die in the duelist's ring?
That's right.
Do you have any proof?
Of course. All you need is to ask his opponent, Clarand. I don't need your apology, your guilt, but since he entrusted his will to you, Clarand—
so...
Yeah, as a champion duelist, I've fought many battles, and taken a countless number of in my line of work. Just one look, and I hereby swear on my name and honor as a champion duelist that Mr. Callus—
Since that's your testimony, I have no more questions.
I concur. However, Miss Navia, you still have not explained the link between your father's case and the serial disappearance.
Right? What she said was fascinating.
Wait, weren't they just talking about the serial disappearance?
Of course, Your Honor. The two cases are in my father's case, the culprit intended to kill both Jacques and Callus. And at the end of Linny's trial, the culprit also only dissolved the victim in front of everyone because the culprit could only time their actions so coincidentally.
So that's why I'm used to it, though.
No need to appeal.
I won't try to. On top of that, does a person have to be physically?
I know what she can say to that.
I know that even with, alas, who won't feel at least a little hurt by it? But if I were to dismiss that, do you know what the biggest—
I suppose you're—
It's time. I'm a businessman by In addition, I left my home but the disappearance is
I do apologize.
No.
Is there anything else? You can also take a look at my border entry records, or ask my Could those records and testimonies do something to appease the
Seems like she got the wrong— At this rate, Navia will be convicted for—
I think you've done a superb but aren't you going— He wished for you to become— Once you've learned to be more considerate of others' feelings, and to stop rushing headlong into—
This isn't just about me. The biggest difference with the people whose many people's— and whose— Is it a man named— Oh. I was waiting.
Outlines your fate. Let me read you a verse.
Fallen leaves, adorn my night!
Everybody stand back! Now you shall perish! Ha! Ha!
thinks we need to go up, but Paimon doesn't see a way. Let's take a look around. Maybe we'll find a hidden mechanism that'll show us the way up. The water level is rising. Now we can swim to the top. But this is still a ways away from where we need to go.
Into the wind.
Revois. I'm going in!
The wind knows me. As one with wind and cloud.
Torn to oblivion!
Now the path is clear! Let's go!
Rain outlines your fate. Know my sword!
One with nature.
Let's light it up! Everybody stand back! Inazuma shines eternal!
After all that, we fought. Though, as expected, the mastermind isn't here. That's right. What's all this? Pink accessories, a hair tie, a necklace, even a makeup box. Oh, Paimon sees it too, but why are all huh? You mean the girls from the... And then they were turned... And all the boxes of things. These names. What's this over here? Looks like some... Experiment number 16. The experiment was a failure. No individual managed to resurface from the water from the primordial sea. Female... Sorry, Traveler. Paimon will try her best. It's just... that... How can someone write something that terrible in such a matter-of-fact tone? You read the rest. Paimon's too scared to keep going. So that's why he... Wait, did he really think he'd be able to find a way just by dissolving people over and over? That's just insane! Huh? Isn't that the name you heard by the fountain? Paimon thought he was an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. You mean Vache is the one who did all of these... So that's it! Vache was no victim, but personally took his lover and... No, that's not it either! If that's the case, why would he want And so many bottles of ingredients that probably just contain the... Mixing in progress. Ready to drink? Whoa! There's even fruit-flavored synth? Yep, it's super... Oh, look! There's an important-looking basin over here, and it's full of water! That means this is where they make all the synth! And that, if you dilute it with normal, Paimon will take notes on this and... Let's see what's written here. Nothing is... Callus. Navia's father. Oh, this seems to be an investigation Yep! It's about finding someone to assassinate Jacques and this should prove the existence of the third person, right? We still have not determined the exact content of the key information The old dog's a real man. He can act whenever he wants to make... I concur. Let's send someone to kill him. Oh, seems like we've got a bunch of correspondence between the higher-ups. They're all just so evil. We've looked at almost everything here, and yeah, we haven't found anything that reveals his true No wonder even Neuvillette wasn't able to find anything. Whoever it is, that way, even if we bring all this back to the opera, we won't be able to identify the true culprit. Sure thing. Lover's name? Then you found her diary. Aw, it's just a normal diary. So many. The final name, Marcel. Wait, but Marcel's pretty old. Has this case been going on?
And whose image do you see, Marcel? Is it a man named Vacher? Oh, so you do know that...
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone
I was waiting for you to say that.
Navia! We're back!
As expected of my partner. I just knew you'd return.
Just how often do you intend to flout the rules of this?
It's all right, Monsieur Neuvillette. Given their confidence, I expect they've found...
But the truth of it, Marcel, is that you've always been Vacher.
Huh?
We've investigated your lair and we already know everything! After your lover, Veneer, was dissolved, you kept abducting young women to experiment on the hopes of bringing her back to humanity and destroyed all records of your past as Vache.
So that's it. Even the villains in opera performances rarely go that far. And with that, Marcel's motive has now been established.
This information regarding your past also dismantles your prior timing defense. Well, Marcel, do you know where you went wrong? You fixated your gaze on the lover that passed away, instead of paying attention to the living people around. So, you never noticed how we changed, or how we grew as individuals.
You also never understood Boss's real expectations for his daughter.
Or our determination to see things through.
Your determination.
Mr. Marcel, please speak up now if you would like to defend yourself. Otherwise, the trial will move on to...
Do you really think I wanted to pay attention to you? What for? Have you ever paid attention to me? Ever empathized with my pain? Ever known how it feels to watch the love of your life? No one helped me. No one even believed me. All those decades ago, even the officers from the Maison Guard, they said there's no way a human being can turn into water. So I must have gone mad from grief. Vignère's death was brushed away by all of you as well. Now you know, don't you? Ha! Well, you only have yourselves to blame. You set up this ornate opera house in pursuit of your so-called justice. Your beloved drama. Vignère is dead. We promised each other that we would always be together. Wherever she goes, but I'm not from this blasted place. So I can't be dissolved.
Hey, is that water from the primordial sea that he's drinking?
I can't dissolve! Can't dissolve! Can't! Do you all see? I can't go! I can't follow! So if I can't go where she is, what choice do I have? But I did all of that. And in the end, that accursed Callus still got the better of me. I spent my entire life living on pins and needles, only to get stabbed by his idiot daughter at the very...
The suspect is exhibiting signs of mental distress. Guards, please...
Don't touch me! Don't anybody come near me! I still need to save Vignère. Please, Vignère. Don't think badly of me.
At this point, the verdict of this trial is clear. With Mr. Marcel's conviction, the charges against Mr. Tartaglia...
Fine by me. I was in a bad mood, but after a show like that...
Traveler, please submit all the evidence you have collected to the guards. The man now known as Marcel was originally named Vache and worked as an adventurer with his partner and lover, Vignère. During an underwater expedition, Vignère accidentally came into contact with water from the primordial sea and was dissolved in front of Vache as a result. Vache learned of the primordial water's existence through the work of others and began to kidnap young women for research, with the goal of discovering a method. To cover his tracks, he invented the new alias of Marcel and began to operate a business in Poisson. During the course of his research, Vache discovered that a diluted concoction of water from the primordial sea can induce feelings of euphoria. However, as he accumulated wealth to fund his continued research and expanded the scope, he came into conflict with Spina. After exchanging blows with Spina de Rasula for many years, Vache decided to assassinate their president, Callus. Although the assassination did not go as Vache expected, he was able to turn Callus into the murder suspect by dissolving the assassin he sent. And just recently, Vache attempted to frame Linny as the culprit of the serial disappearances case, using a similar method. However, his attempt to frame Linny failed, and the power of water from the primordial sea became public knowledge. This case also exposed enough of Vache's machinations that he was... Thus concludes the enigmatic history of the serial disappearances case. The Oratrice will now deliver the final verdict regarding the charges against Mr. According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal, guilty.
Guards! Take Vache.
Good. It's what he...
With that, the series...
We really just witnessed history.
He's hurt so many innocent people and now he's finally Huh? Are you okay?
Demoiselle, you were absolutely brilliant.
The day our late boss had always hoped for has finally come.
Yeah. See, Papa? Spina di Rosula
Well now, hasn't this been a most delicious piece of drama? The villain has been caught, justice has been served. Since it's been such a great show, I'll just let the false accusations against me slide. Either way,
Please wait just one moment, Mr. Tartaglia.
Ugh, what now? None of this has anything to do with me.
According to court protocol, since this trial was initiated due to a charge against you, a verdict must also be made.
Oh, come on. Is this really necessary? Haven't you already caught the real criminal? Isn't it time for side character?
Please respect the laws of Fontaine. This has always been...
All right, but this sure is a lot of hassle. All I need to do is stand over there, right?
Through evidence presented in the public, the guilty party has been... We now turn to the According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse caught guilty.
What?
Hey! That's not funny! Didn't you... What's with this verdict? Is your justice machine...
Huh? This has never happened before. The Oratrice actually returned a different...
I mean, have you ever heard of an innocent Fatui Harbinger? Do you think the Oratrice might have just convicted...
But weren't the charges about the serial disappearances case? No matter what else he's guilty of, it shouldn't affect the verdict in this...
The judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal is, by law, the final... Guards, please take the suspect into custody.
So this is how justice is done in Fontaine. What a joke. You've got your rules. Well, I've got mine too!
I am sorry. If you have been wronged, we will find the truth. But the rules of the court must be upheld.
Hey, Monsieur Novelette, what's going on? Shouldn't they have been cleared already?
Apologies. This is also the first time I've encountered such a situation. However, according to the rules, all I do is follow court procedure. As for why the Oratrice arrived at the conclusion it did, you should probably ask someone more knowledgeable than me.
Why are you looking at me? I don't know what happened there either. Hey!
What does Lady Farina mean by that?
She says she has no idea either, but that's impossible. Didn't she create the...
Yeah, so are the verdicts reliable or not? Can results like this really be called justice?
My dearest citizens, did you really think we'd allow an incorrect verdict to be handed out in this court? Don't tell me. You thought even I had been blindsided by the Oratrice's result.
But the way she looked just now, it was pretty obvious she had no idea what...
However, given the state of things, I shall give you an explanation. And, of course, for every performance there, if you thought Child had nothing to do with the serial disappearances case, it is only only because you've been blinded by the soup everything he's done, not to mention the danger he poses, are beyond ordinary comprehension and complete. All shall be revealed in time. You will come to understand my noble intentions as well. Now, having said that, although I hate to leave things hanging in suspense, it is now time for this performance to end. As the lead actress, I shall...
So she chose to make her escape after all, did you?
So you're saying we shouldn't put much stock into what she just said?
She probably just put on that performance to save face. As for the truth, it's unlikely that she actually has any idea. However, please be assured that I will continue to investigate this case in a personal capacity. Just as I promised, if the judgment has been incorrect...
All right. Even though we feel pretty badly for him, we'll take your word for it for now. After all, he's done plenty of bad stuff, so he should've...
Time to act.
Hey, what are you doing? Quick, stop him!
Traveler! Hey! Traveler!
Stop resisting arrest! Cease, or we'll add another charge to the list.
No, wait! I just want to ask the Traveler something. I'm not looking to run away. Please, just let me ask this one small thing.
Go on.
Thank you. I was being led away when I finally realized something. Where did you first hear the name Vache? I erased all records of that name. So...
Are you still trying to prove your innocence? Give it up. You've already been convicted.
Really? You did? You're sure? You met her? But how could that be? How did you manage to do it? The Fountain of Lucine? Then she's been so close to me all along. Please give me a chance to talk to her again. Just let the Traveler take me to the fountain to see her one last time. This is the last request I'll ever make in my life. You can do whatever you want to me after—
What? Give an inch and you want to take a mile? Do you think serial killers get to make requests like that?
Paimon agrees. Why should we give him what he wants when he's only done a ton of—
This request, is it worth as much to you as your life?
Of course! Wait, no. It's worth even more than my life.
Humans. Will they betray the instinct to live just to satisfy Very well. I will—
Your Honor, I fear that—
I will go with him. You do not need to worry about any escape.
In that case, I shall leave him in your most capable hands, Chief.
Thank you.
Into the wind.
Is this the place? You said she's here, but what do I need to do to see her?
Yeah, and even Paimon could hear her after drinking that thing. Didn't you just drink a lot of it?
Vache.
Ah!
Yes, that's it. So you heard it too.
Vinier, it's me! It's me, Vache!
Vache?
I'm here! Where are you, Vinier? I'm coming for you.
Hey, wait! Be careful! Hey, what?
Vinier, is that you? It's me, Vache! Vinier!
Vache? Why did you come?
Didn't I say? You don't need to look for me. You look a lot older than I remember. How long has it been?
It's been more than 20 years. I've suffered for over 20 years all this time. Only the thought of bringing you back has kept me alive. Nothing else mattered to me. I must be dreaming. Who would have thought I'd get the chance to tell you all of my feelings like this? Vignere, you are my everything. I really don't know how I could live.
But Vache, if you ask me, this world would be better off without you. If not for you, I would have finished my law degree and probably become a top-tier attorney one day. If not for you, I would have continued to pursue my love of the arts, and my works would have been displayed in the Palais Mermonia. If not for you, I would at least have been able to take care of my mother. And she would not have grown old and died alone. It's all because of your selfishness, Vache. It's all because of you.
You... Wait, you are not Vignere. Who are you?
You're right. I am not Vignere. I am the sacrifice. Every woman who died by your hand, as our bodies dissolved, our consciousnesses flowed back to the Our thoughts circulated endlessly within the primordial sea, and we were no longer individuals. I'm Cressy. I'm Lemonade. I'm Azine. The only one I am not is Vignere.
Why? But then, where is Vignere?
She doesn't want to see you anymore. Every tendril of her consciousness is avoiding you. This is what you get for your selfishness. Your selfishness robbed us of our lives and our futures. You said time and time again that you'd do any... But did you ever consider whether she'd want to see you do the things that you did? If she would despise you for what you became? You are a liar, a heartless murderer, and a cowardly Nork. The only thing you are not is Vignere's beloved. From the moment your first victim died and her consciousness merged with Vignere's, she has had nothing but pure...
No! Vignere! She can't hate me. Let me see her, please!
You still don't understand. When I said don't look for me, that came from the real Vignere. She really doesn't want to see you anymore. But on top of that, she also said that because it's her final drop of... She said that because she knew that if you did come here, we will show no mercy to you.
Vache.
Vache? Vache. 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 Drown.
Finally, we have some time to do shopping. Gosh, it's really been a long time since we've been able to relax.
Well met, partner. I knew something great was going to happen when I woke up in such...
Even this weather can't put a damper on the...
It's a pleasure to see you both again.
Oh, hey, Navia! It's been a few days. Paimon's already started to miss you.
Oh, now that I believe. I'm easy to work with and always bring home the bacon.
Sounds like you're really enjoying life these days, Navia. What have you been busy...
It's just been one thing after the other. I've been making non-stop trips between Poisson and the court. Everyone from Spina di Rosula organized a memorial for my father. We never held a memorial when he first died, since everyone knew that even if we held one back then. This time, though, everyone in Poisson, and even many people from the court...
So his name's definitely been cleared now.
It's been the dearest wish of Demoiselle.
That blasted stubborn fool. Oh, by the way, I ran into Charlotte just after I left the memorial service. Well, maybe it'd be more accurate to say I knew she would be there. And
Huh? So you know Charlotte too? The Charlotte?
yeah, way back when I first became the president of the Spina di Rosula, she was all over me. Wouldn't take no for an answer. I believe the story was called The True Heart of Darkness. To be fair, though, it was a really flattering feature. So, she was trying to lean on our friendship to get me to do an exclusive piece on this.
Oh yeah, she told us about that. She's always been super interested in that case, so now her wish is finally...
Anyway, I told her to make sure that when she writes about you guys entering the opera house with the critical evidence, that you both sound really cool.
Now that's another thing to look...
Oh, and in other news,
Oh, are you two on better terms now?
While you were investigating Vachay's headquarters, Clorand gave it was thanks to her that we were able to turn the tide. I wanted to thank her. I mean, there's also no point in being...
Oh, that's great. Paimon also thought Clorand wasn't actually a bad person.
Anyway, now that the case has finally been solved, perhaps it will slowly... Oh, actually, there's still one last thing
What is it?
I should pay a visit to my father's grave and tell him the truth of what happened, as well as how it all ended. And on top of that, just how much people... That
Miss Navia.
Indeed.
We want a good...
Sure thing.
And in that case...
Yeah, you're right. This is where my father's grave...
Huh? There's someone there already.
Hmm?
Isn't that Nervalette? Why would the Chief Justice be here? Huh? Navia?
My apologies. I should have asked before coming to pay my...
Don't say that.
Sorry about that.
Oh, I was trying to say there's no... I wanted to show my father how much I've grown. But still, I doubt I've grown to the point that even the Chief Justice would feel compelled to apologize to me.
In that case, I will stop apologizing for now.
You really could use some pointers on understanding human emotions, Monsieur Nervalette. In any case, why did you come to Poisson?
Well, ever since that day, I've been turning a question over and over in my... There was once a time when I didn't want to believe that there could be anything more important to humans than life itself. Oh, rather than that, it's probably more truthful to say I didn't believe humans were capable of resisting the most basic instinct of living things. Which is also why I didn't stop your father from beginning that fateful duel. I believed that but Mr. Callis proved me utterly, if not for his sacrifice. Mr. Callis made and in the end, a justice that's higher than... So, you asked me why I came here. I just wanted to say my apologies to Mr. Callis. This regret has filled me with that high and mighty chair in the Opera Epiclese indeed insulates one from many important things. Spina di Rosula, thank you so much for your hard work and...
So, you're actually one of those...
Sorry about that. Self-expression is not one of my strong...
Didn't I just say you don't need to apologize?
Ah, so Navia and Nervalette seem to have made their peace as well. Let's not disturb them for now. We can wait till after the... Paimon's never paid respects at someone's grave before. Huh? Oh, Paimon didn't know that was a thing? Oh no. Paimon hopes Miss Navia won't be... Anyway, Nervalette is still standing around there. It's not often that we can catch him alone like this, so...
One with nature.
Oh, it's you two. Did Miss Navia invite you to come pay your respects to her father?
Mm-hmm. We ran into Navia on the streets today, so we just followed her here.
I see, I see. Then is there something...
Well, it's pretty hard to run into you like this since...
Please feel free. Though outsiders, you helped us solve one of the greatest mysteries in Fontaine, and it would... That the sea levels will rise and everyone will be dissolved in water, leaving Farina crying alone on her throne, but the sins of... Does that appropriately sum...
That's right! It was Linny that told us...
Yes, up to the present, I think we reached a point where we have no... Rumors have it that this prophecy is rooted in the last words, the former.
A prophecy? Of the former Hydroarch?
2 parts of the prophecy have already proven correct. The rising sea levels, and the ability of the people of Fontaine to be dissolved. We should... Speaking of the prophecy, Farina has also always taken it quite serious. If the rumors were true, then perhaps this prophecy is the conundrum left to...
But with Farina being the way she is...
Is there anything else you'd... Your sibling, another blonde-haired traveler. If she ever stepped foot in Fontaine, I'm sure she followed our laws to the letter, and had no reason to appear on the stage of the opera epic. Is there anything else? My apologies. My investigation has still... However, I still believe the judgment of the oratory...
But you also said you...
For many years, I have been quite aware that the oratrice does not simply mechanically repeat the verdict that I give on it. As a divinely created mechanism, the people's unified faith in the... Not only can it produce the incredible power of indemnitium, which is all to say, I have been prepared for a situation like this.
Huh. So when Linny told us that he heard a human voice from the...
I was not aware such a thing had occurred. Perhaps that could serve to prove my conjecture. In any case, I am inclined to believe that based on Farina's reaction, I doubt even she had any idea what was going on. While we do intend to get to the bottom of this, for now, we regret to say that the Fatui Harbinger will just have to bide his time in the fortress of Maraton. If we did incorrectly convict him of crimes he did not commit, we will most certainly compensate him to the fullest...
If you ask Paimon, the only compensation he'll want is a no-holds-barred fight with...
Is there anything else?
So, at court, the bad guys referred to that special water as water from the primordial...
Truthfully, that name is already quite accurate. I can only surmise that Vacher and his ilk only learned of its name. There used to be a special sea on the surface of this planet. The nature of its seawater was rather different from that of the... Most of Tevat's life forms were first born in that special sea. You could say it nurtured...
Huh. So it really was where everything
But today, the What Vacher discovered must have been some kind...
Huh. So...
Indeed. Why would the primordial... To be frank, that also doesn't match my Is there anything... Very well. It was my honor to provide you with what answers I could. I very much enjoyed conversing. It will soon be time for me to leave this blissful tranquility behind.
You really are super busy, Monsieur Neuvillette. Paimon thought you only came here to pay...
Crime and villainy do not have the day off, and so justice must work around the clock as well.
All right. Huh? Paimon just noticed that the rain has stopped.
Wherever in this world I roam, I carry memories of my home. This blade, it is the Last link I have to the land of my birth. This sea. Wonderful. Surely enough to convince anyone to become a wanderer. Wherever in this world I roam, I carry memories of my home. This... Shine down! Into the wind! Fallen leaves, adorn my night!
Let me read you a verse.
Brings a smile to my face.
Sure.
The wind knows me.
good newspaper should be a lighthouse of truth.
Ad Astra at... shield. There is no escape.
Illusion shattered!